Welcome and welcome back, beautiful hearts.
I'm Carissa.
And I am Susan.
And together we are
Two Open Hearts.
We're here today to talk to you guys about this beautiful place that we call the healing place.
Yes, it's a very important place that everyone needs right now. We're trying to all get light for the ascension, and this is going to play a really important role in that.
Yeah, we've been working with the healing place since about 2019, and it's been really beautiful for our personal development and growth and releasing of traumas.
Yes, and we've also been able to help a lot of others release traumas that are holding them back from going and doing all that they can do and be.
Yes. So the healing place was shared with us by the angels. We were doing a healing and a meditation, and this information came through. So before we work with our angels and our spirit guides and our teams, we always like to make sure we announce verbally or in our minds that we only work with beings of the highest vibration of unconditional love, because if you say it that way, that's all you're going to get. And so that's just one thing we like to share. So we had invited our teams in, and they shared this place. And do you want to kind of describe where it is or what it looks like?
Well, this place is really right next to Source, and it is beautiful, filled with light and love, actually filled with this pure, unconditional love. And it's the most beautiful place. It's a place for pieces and parts of us to go, and actually they really don't have to do anything but be there, but be in the presence of the unconditional love. Be surrounded by it, be enveloped in it. It's just beautiful.
And what makes it, obviously by itself, it is freaking amazing. It is so special. What makes it so amazing for us people, embodied humans living today, is that if we have pieces and parts of us who are holding really big trauma, it can be from this life, it can be from a past life. If we become aware of patterns in our lives that don't align with what we're trying to achieve, like an example would be, we want to be manifesting wealth, but we keep having a poor mindset, or we keep feeling like we're unworthy, things like that. Those are hints that you have traumas somewhere. And if you can kind of sit with yourself and find out where that trauma is, you can then ask the angels to help that piece of you go to the healing place. And that is what is so spectacular.
It really is. It's a beautiful gift that we were given. And as we are all infinite onions, and as we are able to peel one layer, and then, of course, there's always more traumas, more things that come up that we need to let go of. This allows us to be able to do that. And each of us individually, we can just do this, having this gift and knowing what to ask, how to ask it. We can each do that for ourselves. So it truly is beautiful.
And it works as well with past life pieces and with just any parts. So we'll probably just take a minute here and walk you through what it would look like, or what it looks like for us when we work with clients or when we work with ourselves and do it. And again, I'd like to say that if you're drawn to say things a little different, or if you're drawn just to do it different, as long as you choose, if you choose to work with the beings of the highest vibration of unconditional love, no matter what your guidance is, it'll be right for you. Because sometimes we're taught something a certain way, and that way it's freaking beautiful, but I'll be guided to tweak it here and there. Like, that's just something I do with almost everything. So if you're guided to tweak it, that is perfectly okay. And if you're guided to follow it to a T, that's also perfectly okay, because it is all supported in love.
Yes, absolutely. Don't worry about any of that. It is exactly perfect. However it comes to you, when it feels the best.
Yeah. Okay, so here is one that works just for anything we're going through right now. Now, I will say, while we do this, I believe pieces go, and we can feel energetically when they have went with the angels. But sometimes you'll continue to have a false belief system or just struggle until you really find the exact life or peace. So if you're really having a hard time and you feel like you're missing something, you can work with another healer to identify what piece that is. And we also do Zoom sessions with clients. So if you're drawn to our energy and you want to book a session with us, that's okay too. You can go to our website, toopenhearts.com. But it is something you can do on your own if you can feel out what parts need to go. So, and this is a blanket way to do it right now, just to ask for anything that's ready to go. So we're all going to just close our eyes and take in a deep breath. And out. The deep breath helps to get us centered and focused in our heart. Maybe another 1 or 2 breaths. And out. And in. And out. And we're going to call for our team. So we welcome in our team, our guides, our friends, and the angels of the highest vibration of unconditional love, working with unconditional love for our highest goods and the highest good of all, to come help us today. We ask that if there are parts of us, if we have pieces, parts, fractures, any way you call it, pieces of us from this life or any life, from this incarnation or any ancestral traumas we carry from this or any life. Can you think of anything else?
No, I think that you covered it pretty well.
Okay. We ask that if there are traumas and pieces of us that are no longer serving this life, that are no longer guiding us and helping us achieve our path, but instead holding us in patterns that don't serve us, we ask that they please come to the surface now, no matter what they look like. A lot of times when we're in session, we see them as like our past selves, or maybe are the age of us that we were when we received the trauma, and they'll come forward. We ask the energy of the white light of Lemuria to come to all of these traumatized pieces and parts and offer itself as a pool of water that if these pieces wish to, they can use to cleanse themselves and bring love and healing in. You can sometimes imagine, especially if you know that some of these pieces are going to be like children, like you as a child in this or any other life, you can kind of imagine kneeling down and offering a big hug to anybody, any of these pieces that need your love right now. You're just offering a hug. Some will want it, some will not. Some might be really angry. Don't be afraid of that. It's going to shift and they're going to go to a healthier place really soon. So you might find some of these pieces hold a lot of rage, a lot of piss and vinegar, if you will. They might be really sad. You might see a whole spectrum of things, or you might not see or feel anything. It's still working. And now that we've offered them love, we just ask the angels. We say, angels, please guide them. Please open the path to the healing place. Please help these pieces and parts of us to go.
Sometimes you do encounter pieces of ourselves that are really angry about the trauma and that are not healed in any kind of way. And those particular pieces do not generally want to go. So what we'll do is just let them know that they're never actually very far apart from us, and we will be rejoined at one time. And up in the healing place, they don't have to do anything. They can still be angry. They don't have to do anything except to be there. And we let them know for our highest good, it is for our highest good if they will go and allow us to continue on our journey and grow and learn while they are in this beautiful place of unconditional love. And usually they will be convinced to go ahead and go.
Yeah, some are too angry that they don't even want to think of healing. They're like, F that, I want to be mad.
That's right.
But when we tell them, you are allowed to be mad, you hold what you need to hold, but please hold it elsewhere because
Right.
it might be affecting my path and it's time for us to do something different. And so that's when they will usually then, like Susan said, they'll go with the angels because they know it's helping us. It's helping them and us. We are the same. So they just need to know that they're loved and they can feel however the heck they want.
Yes.
And we've never had, once that's explained and once they're given permission to feel how they feel, we've never had anybody else struggle. Everyone just goes.
Yes. We've not had anybody absolutely refuse ever.
No. So I can feel that we all had some pieces and parts go to the healing place from that. And sometimes when we're working with a client, that's what we check in for. We'll close our eyes and we'll kind of just double check that all the pieces that came forward have actually traveled to the healing place with the angels. And you can see that of various different ways if you're looking. Sometimes I just see them on a literal path and they go, and sometimes I see the angels kind of escort them on this like elevator cloud and they're like, and they go up. So it depends. But I just kind of scan the area, and sometimes I will find one that has not gone. And in that case, again, we'll go offer hugs, love, the white light of Lemuria. And sometimes if you do see past lives, if you are given the gift of shamanic journeying or of seeing, sometimes when you notice there's one left, they just want to show you about the life they lived before they go. They just want to share with someone. That's often what happens.
Yeah.
So if you feel like one's there, if you just tune in, maybe you'll feel an emotion or see a color. You know, everybody has different gifts. Everybody has gifts. Some
Yes.
people haven't figured out how to open them yet. But it doesn't matter how you're perceiving these things. If you feel somebody there, just kind of feel what they need to share, and then see if they want to go with the angels after that.
And it seems as if our emotions are really the key, because our emotions connected to the different, at least the ones we've been able to identify, the traumas, there's emotions that come with it. And you'll be able to tell right away, because before they've gone to the healing place, you can really feel sometimes the anger or sadness, can even, bring tears. And once they've went ahead and gone to the healing place, you can think about the event, the trauma, and you can do that without all of the emotional baggage that comes with it, without the anger, without the tears. So emotions are pretty key.
Mm-hmm. And to just let the emotions that come up during this process come up, because you know the angels are supporting you and it's going to be okay. Because I know Susan was talking about how you tell, but it made me think about how if you don't see the way we see, you might feel that anger inside when the process is happening. And so you just need to be like, it's okay. It's everything, whatever happens, it's allowed to happen in that process, and it's okay. And it will get lighter. But what Susan meant was, if you have in this life specifically something, well, it's easier to tell in this life. You can have a past life thing too.
Right.
But like, let's say you had something that you don't think about a lot, because when you think about it, it hurts. An altercation with a person, maybe sometime when you didn't feel appreciated by a parent, a specific thing, you think about it and it hurts. So you try not to think about it, but you do this and you offer that piece of you to go to the healing place. You'll know if they successfully went because when you think about it, it won't hurt. That's what Susan was saying.
Right. And it's not that you have to relive the pain of any event, because you do not have to do that. The emotions are just, the emotions, of course, for us as human beings are real. So we do feel the emotions of things, but you're not reliving an event when you're working with the healing place.
No, you can just kind of think, oh, that event existed. And if you get like a, then you're like, yeah, that's a sensitive spot. We're not going to think about that anymore. We're going to ask the angels to come help it without thinking about it anymore. And then when we're all done, and I'd like to end with one more thing. So we sent everybody off. I'd like us to close our eyes again and ask our angels, our team, to please go through all of our fields, our bodies, our energy fields, our auras, every piece, every part, every layer, every cell, every atom, and every space in between. And if there's any remaining connection to those traumas, if there's remaining energies, if there's remaining emotions, we ask now that the angelic team transmutes them into unconditional love. They remove any heaviness and any residues. They use their beautiful angel vacuums. They come in with Hoover vacuums and they can just suck it out like if you've got dust in there. Just and then they're going to refill it with unconditional love. Refill with unconditional love. So if you had thought of an event before that you didn't want to think of and you knew it still felt icky, and you asked the angels to help that trauma piece and you felt like it went to the healing place, if you just think of it again as a whole and you should feel absolutely nothing. We don't usually feel good about it. We don't feel happy about it. We just can't connect to it almost anymore. Exactly. It's like the connection that we had to it is gone, so it doesn't cause us any emotion. We feel nothing.
Yes. There's
and that feels so emotion. Good when it's felt awful. To feel just peace is nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been an awesome tool. We've used it. We meant to share it earlier, but life gets in the way sometimes. So we're sharing it now.
Yes, and if you have any questions or if you need help, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can reach out to us through email, through calling.
If you comment on this video, we'll do our best. We have not in the past been very great at doing comments on YouTube. It's been a little overwhelming sometimes because there's a lot of other things we're busy doing. But if you really need us and you comment and we don't respond there, reach us on Facebook, in Facebook Messenger or email, like she said, because that'll really get our attention.
Yes. We're here to help if you need it.
Yes. We just want the world to be brighter and lighter and happier.
Yes. And all of you, bright, light, and happy.
Yes. So we are so hopeful that this helped today. We know it will because it's been great for us. So it's going to be great.
Yes.
And again, if you try it on your own and you just feel like it's not really working, you can always check our website and book an appointment with us and we can help walk you through it and see for you what we're seeing. And yeah, we're good. Well, we love you so much. And if you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. There will be some regularly scheduled content from now forward.
Yes, thank you. We love you. And thank you again for joining us today.